Welcome to Arirang Live. I'm Kim Da-mi in Seoul. We're breaking into our regular programming for a live coverage of South Korea's 15th Emergency Economic Meeting. President Yoon Suk-yeol will chair Wednesday's meeting to discuss plans and methods to boost domestic consumption. He's expected to call on related ministries to warm up sluggish domestic consumption in alley business districts and at small businesses while keeping inflation under control. Now, this comes as rising prices have hit food, particularly the cost of eating out, and has been putting a bite in consumers' wallets here in the country. Among plans on the way from the government is the dishing out of sales events and the introduction of discount measures to push up sluggish domestic consumption. And it won't be just consumers who will be looked after. Plans to revitalize SMEs and small businesses will be rolled out so that the local economy is safe and sound in all corners of the country. And also, the Culture Minister Park Bo-gyun will also pitch ways to revitalize tourism both at home and abroad. That also stretches out to easing visa restrictions when entering the country so that more visitors from overseas are welcome here in South Korea. Again, we are breaking into our regular programming to cover live of the South Korea's 15th Economic Emergency Meeting. Now, President Yoon Suk-yeol will chair Wednesday's meeting to discuss plans and methods to boost domestic consumption. He is expected to call on related ministries to warm up sluggish domestic consumption, particularly in alley business districts and at small businesses while keeping inflation under control. Now, today's meeting comes as rising prices have hit food, particularly the cost of eating out, and has been putting a bite in consumers' wallets here in the country. Among the plans on the way from the government is the dishing out of sales events, as well as the introduction of discount measures to push up sluggish domestic consumption in South Korea. And it won't be just consumers who will be looked after. Plans to revitalize SMEs and small businesses will be rolled out so that the local economy is safe and sound in all corners of the country. And also, the Culture Minister Park Bo-gyun, he'll be there to pitch ways to revitalize tourism both at home and abroad. And that also stretches out to easing visa restrictions when entering the country so that more visitors from overseas are welcome here in South Korea. The meeting has just begun, so let's take a listen.
At ease.
모두 자리에 앉아 주시기 바랍니다.
Please be seated.
지금부터
We will now begin the 15th Emergency Economic Meeting.
먼저 대통령님께서
We will first hear from the President on his opening remarks. Nice to see you all. Today, the 15th Emergency Economic Meeting, we will discuss about the measures to revitalize domestic demands with related ministers. From last year onwards, the external economic conditions has been deteriorating and we are also facing challenges on our economy. The war in Ukraine has disrupted the global supply chain and raised commodity prices, which led to high inflation, and high interest rate policy in responding to inflation has slowed the global economy and uncertainty in the international markets. And a key growth engine of our economy is exports. And because of the sluggish condition of our major trading partners, we're also experiencing difficulties. And the semiconductors and ICT sectors, the production of it was also affected by the global economic downturn. And as we are overcoming the COVID-19 situation, the sectors are contracting. In such situations, the most important thing is stabilizing livelihood of the people. My government has been working to control the prices related to basic living costs, and we have also taken various financial and tax support measures to ease the difficulties of the self-employed and small businesses. Our economy is one of the most foreign dependent in the world. Therefore, we have to fundamentally resolve the complex crises that we're facing, and we have to be aggressively entering the global market, expanding exports and orders. I am in the position that I'm the number one salesman in Korea, and my diplomacy is centered on the economy. The government's efforts to stabilize the livelihoods and expand exports, now we have to focus on revitalizing the domestic economy and create new economic added value. We should strive to revitalize and promote domestic demand by ensuring consumption and sales of various cultural and tourism products. We're now at a juncture where the COVID-19 quarantine measures are easing globally, and improvements of the Korea-Japan relations will create conditions for consumptions and tourism, which will be returning to pre-pandemic levels. So in preparation of large number of inbound travelers, we have to also look at visa system to accommodate these needs. We also need to connect various cultures and tourism, and so that this could develop into a culture that is surrounding the traditional markets. And to revitalize the domestic demand, not only the central government but also the local governments should work together. I always say I put first, second, and third priority on people's livelihoods, and I want our plans and our policies to be felt by the people. I look forward to many good ideas from the ministers today. Let us begin. Now we are going to have a report on agenda. Today's agenda is revitalizing domestic demand. First of all, the Deputy Minister of Finance will report on the policy. Let me introduce our policy directions of revitalizing the domestic demand. The inflation is still high, and therefore we are in concern that would affect people's spending sentiment. So we are going to have a revitalizing plan that is custom to vulnerable sectors, which would be first the boom-up package that will be pursued, and second would be revitalizing and reviving the spending of the domestic and also inbound customers. And also we are going to revitalize the inbound tourists. And fourth, we are going to ease the burdens of the self-employed and SME owners. So let us take a look at the details. First of all, the boom-up package would be a domestic demand boom-up package where the government, the private sector, and everyone can come together and have more than 50 of mega events and large-scale sale events. And this will be in all directions, and we're going to have a discount on many shopping centers. And also, we are looking at 60 billion of subsidy to support the people's vacation expenses, which will be accommodation support of 30,000 won to million people. And we are also going to connect by theme the different festivals around the country, which will be also in tandem with the support and subsidizing of accommodation and parking fees so that these regional festivals could be a great success. And the Buddha's birthday, we are going to have a substitute holiday on the following Monday, which we believe will revitalize the people's traveling around the country. And we're also going to strengthen the support to give more convenience to the people traveling around the country. And it will be a limited period of time of 10% discount on a lot of different facilities, including cable cars. We're also going to promote the people taking leave and also children's school leave date and how to revitalize the inbound travelers. We aim to have more than 10 million inbound travelers, and to do so, we are having a lot of different policies and festivals. And to do that, we are going to improve and ease visa restrictions. We're also going to have more flights to neighboring countries. Hallyu and K-food and medical tourism are the things that the inbound customers could enjoy, and we're going to upgrade these festivals and these plans. The SMEs and self-employed people could enjoy the 동행 sale that will be brought forward to May, and we're going to do our utmost in supporting the 동행 grand sale of Korea. And also, food and telecommunication bills will be all subsidized. This revitalizing domestic economy policies, we believe, will revive the economy and revitalize and revive the people's livelihoods. And we are going to hear from different ministries in order, in detail. Hello, I'm Park Bo-gyu, Minister of Culture, Sports and Tourism. Tourism is the most important engine of revitalizing the economy, and it is quite simple. We want more inbound travelers and make things that they can spend on, and also to turn the demand of the domestic travelers, outbound travelers, to travel internally in Korea. And about the inbound customers, number of inbound customers, we look at the number of inbound customers and the people who went to Japan, Koreans who went to Japan last year was more than 500,000, and it is astoundingly low in terms of if we look at the number of Japanese travelers coming to Japan, to Korea. And we believe this is because of a lot of complex issues, such as the low yen, Japanese yen, and also. So to revitalize the domestic travel, we want to look at many different sectors and domestic travel and touristic attractions. So in order to resolve these issues, 2023 we designated as the Travel Korea year, and we have introduced various K-tourism products that is connected to K-culture and K-pop. And not only that, this is connected to performances and culture, food, festivals, and all this coming together and mustering their strengths, it will become a new touristic attraction. And looking at Japan's Golden Week and the labor holiday of China, we believe that will be a good opportunity to attract more tourists to Korea. The biggest market that we see is Japan, and we are going to target the Japanese tourists with a tailored product to Japanese tourists. And the travel advisors, they had a survey on Japanese tourists, and they said their number one destination that they would like to visit is Korea. And at the moment, the culture and tourism 동행 sale is right now has been launched, and remembering the Kim Dae-jung Obuchi Declaration, in commemoration of that declaration, we also have various touristic plans and policies. And in terms of K-pop, BTS and Blackpink, the fandom and their music is also connected to various products. And when President Yoon visited Japan, he also mentioned that he mentioned that he is a big fan of one of the Japanese gourmet programs, and the person who wrote this Japanese drama, Kusumi Masayuki, we will link his legacy and himself with different attractions that could bridge Korea and Japan in terms of tourism. And we have a new campaign to link the skies with China with different flight routes. The Japanese inbound tourists spent 32% more than other tourists from other countries. So we would like to promote more spending by Beijing K-Road Tourism Road. And also the tourists from Europe and United States, they are the people who stay longer term in Korea. So for them, we are having a roadshow in July and August in New York. And in Paris, we're planning on K Gourmet program in Paris. So we would like to have Korea on the number one bucket list of the tourists around the world. And Cheongwade became one of the landmarks in the tourism cluster of Seoul. And in the tourism industry, experiencing the COVID and after COVID, people are discussing what has changed post-COVID, and one of the outstanding points would be Cheongwade, the opening of Cheongwade, and this is being promoted to overseas tourists. We have things similar in Tokyo and Beijing, and we are promoting our sales of this Cheongwade, and we are seeing a lot of interest from overseas markets. So in May, we have in earnest a lot of events that are lined up, and in commemoration of 2023 Visit Korea year, we are going to have different concerts that commemorates the 2023 Visit Korea year. And the traditional markets, they would have unique features that we believe would be a hidden card for the people who are looking for something different. Mr. Baek Jong-won, he is revamping the traditional market in Yesan area. And as such, we have a lot of marketing plans to connect different traditional markets. So, commensurating with the number one medical tourism infrastructure of Korea, this will be connected to different features such as food and other tourism products. The tourism paradigm itself is changing because people are trying to have more experiences, and therefore in Gangwon area we're looking at different farms, and these will be the unique local tourism spots that people can experience a variety of things. And together with other ministries, we are looking at many ways to revitalize and revive and have many different kinds of products. The MZ generation, in order for them to satisfy the work-life balance, we are also looking into this feature so that we can match their needs with tourism products. So with the subsidies from the government and together with MZ generations, their own contribution and government's contribution, we can have a new product that could be supporting the coupons for these people could travel and to spend on accommodation. So we're revitalizing the day or the month of tourism or traveling around the country, and this is another project that we're pursuing. And the substitute holiday for Buddha's birthday, we believe that this will be a great opportunity with these coupons and subsidies that people can travel around the country. So the K-tourism will become the special engine for revitalizing the Korean economy. Now, the Minister of Culture and Food and Rural Affairs will report on our own plans in order to revitalize the rural affairs and agricultural sector. We are going to have many different plans to expand the K-food, and World Jamboree will also be connected to our own plans, and also the Boryong Mud Festival, where a lot of foreigners gather. We're going to be cooperating with different food companies. And in April until June, this would be where we will expand the K-food experience program for the foreigners. And this K-food consumption, we want to forge an atmosphere that we consume K-food, and that is why we would like to connect different types of festivals in May, the agriculture and livestock consumption festival, which will be leading to June, and July K-Beef Festival, and on to August and September, and until October, so that many people, we give more opportunities to other people who can experience the K food. We have once made a survey why people want to visit Korea, and about 50% of them said that they would like to experience K food. So using this opportunity, we want more people to experience K food, and in the metropolitan areas around the world, like New York, Paris, and Tokyo, we have additional of 20 excellent Korean restaurants that we designated. And for group inbound tourists, we have a Korean food experience system that they can experience, and we're going to be working together with private sectors to give more opportunities. And we're also going to promote traveling to the rural areas in cooperation with the rural farms. And for them, we are subsidizing 30% of their accommodation. And also, we are going to have these rural traveling promotion, which will be products that we could give discount to these people who are staying at the rural areas. And using the SNS with the younger generations, we're going to have a lot of promotion activities. And we're also going to have discount of more than 160 billion of subsidies for the year. And in Nonghyup around the country, we're also going to provide discount products. And this will create synergies with other markets and marts. I'm the Minister of SMEs and Startups. High inflation and high interest rates is contracting people's consumption sentiments, and therefore in my ministry we are going to pursue the Dongheng sale, which will be a promotion platform, so it will be upgraded to a promotion platform. And this last year we had a record high revenue, and now we have a target of 3 trillion won of sales, and we're going to have 3 times of Dongheng Grand Sale this year. So this year we have 3 times of Dongheng sale, which will be a relay in May, and the first one in May will be in the month of family, and we believe that this will be a great opportunity to have a campaign for consumption and revive the consumption of the people. The opening ceremony of the Dongheng Festival, this will be led by 24 festivals around the country, and this will all be connected. And by doing this, we are going to revitalize the local economies as well. And this will lead to a win-win situation for the SMEs and also the consumers. At the moment, 1,800 small stores said that they would like to participate in this Dongheng sale. And to support this, Onnuri gift certificate will also be selling from April, and the subsidizing rate is going to be also going to be raised. And Dongheng festivals, all the products that are participating in the Dongheng sale, we are going to make a platform where all these products could be sold overseas on a one-stop platform. And in cooperation with domestic direct buying platforms. We're going to promote the sales of these SME products. And also, we're going to support the overseas payment and settlement policy. And together with other government agencies like the Post Office and the Ministry of Agriculture and Food and Rural Affairs, we are going to muster our strengths and link our advantages so that we could be a one team to support the revitalization of domestic economy. Hello, I'm the Minister of Justice. Let me report on the easing of visa restrictions for foreigners who are entering the country. In the past, there was a competition to have more diplomatic ties, and therefore we have a lot of countries that are entering the country without visa, and we have 112 countries that could come into Korea without any visa. And this is quite an astounding number compared to other countries like the United States. So this was because of the competition to make diplomatic ties. And this is the situation now. And from 2021, we have KETA system. And for the last 1.5 years of KETA, with the experience, from 2023 to 2024, we have analyzed our policy and our program on KETA. So we're going to upgrade this KETA from this year. And for the 22 nationals that they had very low that had very low non-entry status, we are going to waive the visa issuance for these 22 countries. And looking at the average inbound customers, this would be 81.5% of the people without visa coming into Korea, waiving visa issuance. And we are also going to look at any other loopholes that may be going against protecting our borders, and we're going to do our most. And we had non-visa policy for transit customers, and that will be restored. And Group KETA visa exemption for Southeast Asian group tourists, this will also be streamlined. And online immigration center will also be launched. And about the workcation, we are going to allow digital nomad visa. And for the youths around the world who are interested in K-pop, we are going to have K-pop specific visa. And for medical tourists, we are going to expand to over 50 institutes who can issue these visas for medical tourism.
카드라는 게 있거든요. 출입국 시 다양한 편의를 제공하는 겁니다.
And there we have this card that we give to certain people who could have preferred advantage for entering the country. And for this, the people who spend more than $10,000 per visit, we are going to give this specific preferred card to these people. And if you have any other good ideas to improve our immigration plan, that please let me know.
취재진 여러분들께서는 협조해 주시기 바랍니다.
That was our live coverage of the country's 15th emergency economic meeting presided by President Yoon Suk-yeol. The government has rolled out measures and methods to revitalize the domestic consumption, and that includes dishing out discount coupons and also easing visa restrictions for foreigners entering the country. If you missed it, you can catch the highlights at our later 12 p.m. newscast. Thanks for watching.